welcome to the Making Stories podcast. You are very welcome. My name is Claire. I'm the marketing and social media manager here at Making Stories. And over there is my lovely friend and colleague, Hanna. And this is our podcast. If you are new to Making Stories, we are based all on knitting and sustainability. We have a bi-yearly magazine with gorgeous designs, articles, and lovely things inside. And we also have a very beautiful web shop with curated yarns and notions that are all put together with sustainability in mind. And yeah, welcome today. We are going to be chatting about a few different shop things, but mainly what's on our needles, because the Campfire KAL is still going, and I know we're both knitting something. Do you want to share what you've been up to first? My first. I know. I know, it's so dark here as well, so yeah.
So for everyone who's new to this, so I am based in Berlin in Germany, and lovely Claire is based in Nova Scotia over in Canada. And like here, it's definitely fall. Like I'm looking out the window, like we've had proper fall storms this week already. We've had um like just piles of leaves piling up on the sidewalks. I got properly drenched yesterday because I forgot to take an umbrella with me and stuff. So it's definitely fall. It's also, I know it's fall when our little one's birthday comes around, who is, and I'm only saying this because I know some of you have like met him through the podcast, and there is always some lovely, questions sometimes about Oren. Turning 3,
I can't
freaking 3
even.
years old. How did that even happen?
Feels
I have
like
no idea.
not that long ago that you were on maternity leave.
I
It's
know,
so
I know.
weird.
It was unreal. Like, because this is the first podcast episode that we're recording after I came back from Unravel, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. See,
Yes.
this is what my brain is. Um, because, well, so I had a lovely time going to Unravel and helping out the wonderful Johnny and Sally from Garthenor at their booth. And it just kept popping into my head that the last time that I was at a yarn festival and that I'd seen all of the lovely friends that I'd seen now at Unravel was when I was pregnant with Orion. And I was like, what is that? Where did the time go?
It's mad.
So, anyways,
I know.
it's fall. I love it.
Me
I love
too.
it so, so, so much. So yesterday I dropped off our box of samples at a lovely yarn shop here in Berlin. They had them for a few days for a trunk show. And like, as I said, got properly drenched. And I walk into the shop and it's filled with knitters and everyone has the glorious, oh my God, it's cold. Yeah. Smile on their face. Like, maybe that was just me interpreting
No,
things.
when
But
you can
anyways,
get a sweater out, I was so excited because
right?
up until last week, so as soon as September hit, I was like, okay, it's sweater weather because I'm excited, but it was still like 26 degrees here and really
Like,
humid.
ooh,
I was like with the air conditioning on and my sweater on, and my
yeah.
husband was just like, oh my God, it's too hot for that. I was like, no, it's fall, I swear it is. But now, this week, it suddenly dropped, no humidity, and it is absolutely pouring down outside, which I actually really love because it reminds me of England. So yeah, I've been getting cozy, getting my hand knits on, and I'm loving it.
Wonderful. So I sidetracked us completely. We were actually talking about what's on our needles and our campfire cal.
Yes.
So the campfire knit along is our very relaxed knit along for our latest issue 8 that you could see there. It's something that we're running over on Instagram, and it goes on until the end of November. And the only thing that you need to do if you want to participate is knit anything from issue 8 and tag us in your posts with the hashtag MSCampfireKal. It needs to be a grid post because Instagram still does not show Insta stories with that hashtag, which is annoying, but Instagram is what it is.
Yeah.
And every other week, so every other Monday, I'll do a roundup of the projects that you posted about in the previous 2 weeks, and then we'll also do a little prize drawing for a gift card for the shop. And I am very happy to say that I'm almost finished with my very first own entry for the Campfire
Oh, I
KAL.
love it. I love those. Let me show the original, because I love the original
Yeah,
colors that we chose. But I really like that tonal, like the tonal feel that yours has.
me too. So, I mean, like fall, it's dark, so the lighting is not as good as it could be. This is the Fire Shadows hat by Marley Cole knit in Garthenor Organic Beacons. They're beautiful worsted spun DK weight yarn. And I am using Cinder as the main color, that's the light gray, and Lichen as the beautiful contrasting color. And I really, come on, get a little bit lighter. There we go. And I really, really love it.
Oh, it's
Also
so
fun.
good.
Beacons on beacons. This is also knit in beacons. If
It's
anyone's
such a good
wondering what
yarn.
I'm wearing, Coloring Book Raglan by Amy Scher, version B, absolute fantastic pattern.
I need
And
it.
Garthenor Beacons in marble and gorse. And it's my favorite thing.
I love it.
I'm actually wearing this because today I met with a potentially new printer, and it was the first time that I was meeting them, so I needed like an outfit that feels like me and feels good. I was like, yes, I know exactly what to wear. This is the episode of getting sidetracked, apparently. So, Fire Shadows. Sorry. Welcome to the brain of Hanna-Lisa Haferkamp, people. Fire Shadows hat, very enjoyable knit. Super good if you've never knit color work before, because it knits up really quickly. It has a lovely geometric pattern that, you know, is just really intuitive. And I was actually almost done with this, because I started decreasing a little earlier than the pattern called for. And then I tried it on before binding off, and I was like, nope,
Nope.
it needs more length. So I ripped it back, and now I think I have like 5 more rows of just the lines and then the 6 decrease rows, and then I'll be done.
It's so good. I love it.
It's going to be very awesome, especially with my. It's not going to look like that.
I think
All
it's
right.
done. I don't know why you'd
Yeah.
do anything else
Yeah,
to
exactly. Leave the needles in and everything.
it. I
So
love
yeah.
it. Ooh, we actually got a, because remember in the last podcast episode we were talking about the pom-pom and how cool it was with those
Ooh.
little flecks.
Yes.
Oh, wait, little flecks in there. Get my face out of the way. And one of our lovely viewers left a comment saying that they're pretty sure to get that mottled look, you just add the contrasting colour in every now and again. This is me winding the pom-pom. So just every now and again, I'm going to sit on my hands. You just add the
No, I love it. I completely got what you meant. Every now and again.
I
you
caught
just wind
myself in the camera. I'm like, you look like an idiot, so stop doing that. But yeah, so you just use the contrasting colour. Just every now and again, you kind of sporadically pop it in there, and it should give you that nice mottled look.
I'm very excited
So
about
do
that.
let us know if that's the kind of pom-pom you're going to do, because I'm excited to see.
Yes, I'm absolutely going to do that. And then I'm going to do my favorite trick and steam my pom-pom.
Yes.
I might make a little reel of that.
Do
really
that.
cool.
That's a great idea, because that gives you such a plump pom-pom. Yeah, if anyone doesn't know about that, once you've done your pom-pom, get it in. I just use a like a sieve. Do you call it a sieve? A sieve? Like a little metal.
Is your native language?
No, I mean
I don't.
I mean in German. What
Like,
do you call it? What do you...
Zeep. Yeah.
Yeah. So I put it in a sieve or a sieve over a pot of boiling water, and if you just like move it around, it fluffs all the yarn up, and
boom.
yeah. No, I know.
It's really.
I know what it's called in English. Just about.
It's like,
Why am I asking you?
What is this even? So yeah, so that is my first contribution for the Campfire KAL. I have plans to cast on more things, but they'll have to wait until I've cast on 2 other things. But before we get into those, do show us, because I know that there is something new for that KAL on your needles.
Yeah. Look what I started off. Ooh, this way.
Oh, it's so
Isn't
pretty.
it
Oh my
pretty?
God.
This is the Sir John scarf, and I'm in love with it. This is a
So it's
gorgeous
one of the
scarf by Jiang Q Lam, and I am smitten with it. It's so pretty, and that's the reverse side. I hope this is picking up alright because it's quite dark in here. So that's the not the wrong side because it looks just as pretty as the other side, but I love that Q creates these gorgeous cables and textured stitches that oh, it's just a completely reversible piece of fabric, and it's going to be so nice. So when you cast on just 3 stitches at the beginning, so this is perfect. You don't like casting on and binding off, then it's going to be for you because you just start off with 3 and then you increase really cleverly over the point until you get to here, and then you're just knitting straight up, and these gorgeous ribbed cables that just cross back and forth, and it's creating like this little, ooh, yeah, there, look at it.
so like look at it. It's 3D. It's I love this so much.
It's
Q is the queen
gorgeous.
of cables, like cable scarves.
I love it.
Super good.
And if you watched the podcast before, you'll know that I knit her watershed scarf from issue 5, which I can't wait to wear that all through fall as well. And I'm going to add this one to my collection. And yeah, I'm absolutely loving it so far. So when I started, because it's a combination of quite a few different cables, even though it just looks like it's simple crossing over, they are ribbed cables. And for the first little while, I had to use a little more of my brain than I usually do, which is not saying much. But I was a little bit like, ooh, following along, because you do it through written instructions first and then you follow the chart. But honestly, once I got into the flow of it and once I'd done all the cables once, it's so intuitive. You can just, once I got to this point, last night I was working on it and I didn't have to look at the chart very much at all. It was, it's just really intuitive, which is exactly what I like, because I can get into all my fall Netflix and Amazon Prime viewing, and we started watching...
You know what happened?
What?
Sorry, like completely barging in. So I've been wanting to watch the new Lord of the Rings series ever since it came out, and very beautifully waited with it because also I didn't talk with him about it, but I thought this would be exactly the thing that David and I would be watching together because we finished the last series that we watched together. And then yesterday he comes home and he's like, "Oh my God, the new Lord of the Rings series is so good." I'm like, "What?"
Well, that's rude.
It is. Well, it's also not his fault because I didn't tell him I wanted to watch it with him. But it's really good to know because now I know that would have been my question on the scarf, like how intuitive it is, because I really need a new scarf and I've been wanting to knit that.
Yeah.
Also because I don't have any Gilliatt in my wardrobe and that needs to be fixed.
You need to fix that because it's so good. This is the granite colorway, and
so beautiful.
it's gorgeous. I just know it's going to go with everything, and yeah, it is. It definitely takes... well, I cast it on over the weekend and my in-laws were here with their new puppy and a guy came to do the chimney at the same time. So, and I took a few moments to sit down and cast it on, and so if I could work it out... because I'm not always the quickest. If I can work it out with all that going on, then you'll be absolutely fine. And yeah, and it's really enjoyable because it's nice. You can just pick it up and put it down now that I've got it. The only thing that you have to think about a little bit is when you're doing because the cables all happen on this side, and then so it took me I had to keep looking back quite a lot to do the reverse side. Because you know when you have like regular cables and it's like on a reverse stockinette background, it's so easy, but when it's a rib, actually the rib's quite easy as well, but there's a few stitches here and there that need to be kept in garter stitch, and that's where I kept getting confused. But honestly, every time I did something wrong on the back, as I realised and got to it on the front, I just sorted that stitch out from the front. I just dropped it down and then re-knit it back up again. So even if you do make a mistake, if you get good if you're quite good at reading your knitting from the front and you can easily, it's just one stitch back, then you won't have a problem at all. And yes, I've also been watching the new Rings of Power as well, so that's been good knitting viewing. Costumes are awesome. I really like them.
Yeah, I can't wait. I also still have to watch the latest Stranger Things.
You've not watched
So
the latest Stranger Things? It's so good.
no,
That's
no,
that's one of my favorite things I've watched in a really long time.
because that is one that is committed to be watched with David because we've watched all
Yes.
of the others together, and it's also I found it scary.
Oh my
I
god.
like having.
If you find the other one scary, this series was so creepy. Like this was the
Oh no.
creepiest. So yeah, you might want to wait till David. Oh, you could wait a little longer and watch it over Halloween. That'd be fun. Because it was super. Like I found the
Yeah.
others were creepy because they're really dark, but this one was like even Chris was like, "Oh my god, they went creepy with this one. It's so good." And you know I love a bit of horror creepy.
Yeah, you do. You
Yeah.
do. You're like, yay! I'm like,
Oh my god, the other night we were sat here trying to work out what to watch this before my in-laws came. Sorry, I've really gone off on a tangent. But sometimes we go on a deep dive of like, let's find like a really obscure scary film on like Netflix and things, and we ended up watching something called Malevolent. It wasn't very good, but Florence Pugh was in it, so I was really excited to watch it because I really like her. But it was really weird and it wasn't that scary in the end, but it had like all these little kids with like sewn up mouths on it and stuff, and I was like, I don't know if this is the kind of thing I want to watch tonight. It was
what?
bizarre.
Ooh.
But I always like doing that, going, let's see the weirdest thing we can find on
What is the weirdest thing?
yeah, which is always
Ooh,
fun.
okay.
But anyway,
Malevolent.
Malevolent.
Not going on the watch list.
Yeah, I don't think you'd like that one. It was really weird, but yeah,
Yeah.
if you're a Florence
No.
Pugh fan, you might want to give it a look. So yeah, but that is my issue 8 cast. Oh no, look, this shows how much I use and go through it. I got like a coffee on it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's good. That's supposed to happen.
Yeah, all my copies of Making Stories always end up grubby because I'm always mauling with them and going through them and knitting things from them. But that shows, I think if they're pristine on a shelf, then
Yeah.
you know what's the point?
It was so
Really?
interesting because in that meeting with a potential new printer this morning, so the morning that we're recording this, I talked them through the things that I absolutely want to keep the same. So the format is going to stay the same and the weight is going to stay the same. But for example, I was like, well, I know that the flaps, which I absolutely adore, they are quite expensive. Like the if we didn't do the flaps, then it would cut the project budget by like at least 25%.
Oh my
That's how
God.
expensive they are.
That's
Yeah.
mad.
Not the project budget, the printing budget,
Yeah.
sorry. But like that's how expensive they are.
Really?
And it was yeah, it was super interesting. But it was also so interesting because I was like, well, I mean, I quite like them because it's also just making the magazine sturdier. So because we're shipping it all over the world, you
Yeah.
know, like it makes it less likely for the cover to get damaged. And then one of the people that I met with also like, because I had brought them a sample, like she looked at it and she went through it and she's like, yeah, it's also, I mean, it's meant to be used, right? And so because like it is going, of course it's going to show when you use it, but because it is a little bit extra sturdy, it's not going to show as much.
Yeah,
And I was
that's
like,
true.
yeah, she's like, keep it.
Yeah,
Good.
that's
So I think
true.
we're going to
That's
keep the
flat.
flaps. Yeah.
I do like the flap. I use mine quite a lot as well if I'm up to a certain point and I want to just
Yeah, absolutely.
things. So
Absolutely. I just keep it on the, because like with a Fire Shadows hat, I just keep like the back flap on that pattern where the chart is so
Yeah.
that whenever, you know, like I don't have to switch around. So yeah.
yeah.
Knitting plans.
Share your knitting plans.
Just casually showing this here. If you like this yarn, you might want to keep an eye on this space. Just saying. I mean, I think I've talked about this maybe in the last podcast episode that I don't have hats anymore, which was one of the main reasons I cast on the Fire Shadows hat. And I happen to have this gorgeous skein of Hudson and West's Forge in my stash, which is a beautiful, completely traceable American yarn, 70% merino, 30% Corriedale. And I'm going to be making another hat with it.
Ooh.
Because they very kindly sent me a now very crumpled. It was in pristine condition, but I just carried it around with me, so it's not their fault. Um, a printed pattern for this absolutely gorgeous cabled hat, Brooklyn, by Megan Bobbin, one of the two
Ooh.
founders of Hudson and West. Look at that. Isn't
I
that
love
good?
that. That's so
It's
nice.
super nice. I really like it.
Ooh.
Like I like the combination of the like ribbing, and it reminds me of like Gothic arches, like church
Yeah.
spire. It's just like,
Oh,
yeah,
it's going to be gorgeous. I love that. I
it's
love
gonna be
that
very
pink as well.
gorgeous. Is it too pink though for me?
No, I don't think so.
No, I think it's fine.
Cause you have like nice, cool pink undertones, so I think it's going to match in really well when you're
Yeah.
out and your cheeks get all nice and pink.
So I'm very excited about this.
Oh,
And
it's
I'm
going to be
also
nice.
very excited about something that I brought back from Unravel, which was absolutely fantastic. And if anyone watches this who's come up to me and said, "Hi, thank you so much," because I had a fantastic time. Um, and the wonderful folks from Garthenor very kindly gifted me a little bit of yarn as a thank you for helping out on their booth. And it was, I'm laughing because like a few days before the festival, Johnny started and like just showing glimpses of their new story-based yarn, Tavy, which tells the story of them moving from the farm to Cardigan. Um, and then he showed one picture of it. I think it was in stories, and I sent him in WhatsApp, and I was like, "You need to shut the fuck up about this yarn because it's so good." And then I immediately messaged and I was like, but would this be so cute with a contrasting color for a neckline and cuffs and hem for a sweater for Orin? And he was like, ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then when I got there, they were waiting for me with like a
Oh,
bag
that's so
with
nice.
these beauties. Oh,
They're
aren't they good?
gorgeous.
Yeah. So this is their new Tavy yarn, which is a woolen spun 4-ply slash sport weight yarn. And they have it in 36 different shades, like 36 different models. This is Meander number 6.
Oh, it's gorgeous. That's
Um,
so many options
it's,
as well. How would you ever pick one?
yeah, you just don't. I just wanted to get that, like to bring them all home with me. So this is 50% Romney lamb's wool and 50% Shetland, and it's absolutely, I mean, it's going to be super good. So that's going to be the body of the sweater, and then I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do. Originally, I thought this. So this is their Pentland, which is also a 2-ply fingering weight, 100% single flock organic Romney lamb's wool.
It's
Also
gorgeous.
really good.
Look at those
But I
blues.
also really like that.
Oh, yeah, that's nice too.
So this is their number 2, which is the same as the Pentland but undyed in the colorway chalk.
Oh, that's lovely.
So just all 3.
I can imagine as well if doing like the whole fade thing as well is your cup of tea, that might be a nice way to do that, kind of like fade it in a
Yeah,
little bit. I've never done that, so I don't actually know how you do it. I'm
me
always so
neither.
late to like knitting trends. I've never done a fade.
I mean,
But yeah.
I have quite a lot. Like I have 4 skeins of the Tavy.
Ooh.
So I'm thinking I'm gonna make the sweater for Orin. And like maybe for the sweater, I'll go with my original idea of these two
Yeah, I think that would be really nice.
because grubby toddler hands.
Yeah, I think not the
And
white.
then I will for sure have more than enough left over to do a hat because he needs a new hat and a scarf.
Oh, that's gonna look
Maybe
so
those?
cute with like a hat and a scarf in those. Yeah, do
Yeah.
that.
So I'm very excited. Oh,
I'm
beautiful.
excited. Ooh, I want
Yeah.
to go
And if
check
you
out
like
the other shades.
Marl's, yeah, definitely check out Tavy. Super, super nice. So, yeah. What else do we have to talk about?
Did you have anything
Ooh,
else on your needles? Oh, no.
nope, nope,
No.
nope. You?
I no, not really. I did start something this over there, but I started knitting with some Iztex Unspun, but it's not really in a state to show people. I'm doing a little colour work, and so I do like a little glimpse of something a little autumnal. But I will definitely show more of that in the next podcast
Ooh, I
episode.
like it.
So so yeah, but other than that, I've been kind of just focused on my scarf.
Yeah, can't blame you. Um, Which brings to mind one thing. We have a new blog post up on the blog on our website, which is all about test knitting goodness from issue 8.
Yes.
And there are some truly fantastic projects over there. So go check it out. I mean, our testers are just the most magical creatures, I think. Like
Oh,
they're they're amazing. Thank you so much to everyone who test knits for us. You're the best.
they
And to
really are.
Jess, who manages the test net.
Jess does such a good job at the test knit.
She
It's
does.
ever since Jess took over, it's just got better and better, and I think the testers
Yeah,
are enjoying it
yeah,
even more than before. And you're right, some of the projects on there, I love the way the testers take the patterns and obviously make sure that everything's good with them, but they also put their own spin on them. And I put that blog
yeah.
post together, and I was like, well, now I have to knit all of these things as well.
I know. Sophie, one of our long-standing testers, made a cropped version of Amadou, which
Oh,
is everything.
yeah.
So if you've liked Amadou, which is the all-over cable cardigan, but you're like, it's too much of a coat for me, go check out that blog post and her project because it's absolutely amazing.
Those cables, I show like a close up of the pocket detail she did. Oh, it's just so good. And it's
So good.
that's now firmly on my list because I was kind of the same because I love that pattern. But I was like, oh, it's quite big. It's such a big project to
Yeah,
undertake, and with all the cables on, I was like, I'll shelve it for a while. And then I saw the crop version. I was like, ooh, I want to just do a crop version of it too.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So I think the last thing that we have to talk about is shop news,
Shop
right?
news, some exciting shop news.
Very exciting shop news. So, by the time that you'll be seeing this, we will have, well, already by the time that
Yeah.
we're recording this, we, what am I even saying? I think it's time for a third coffee for me. We have launched our first ever sock boxes. And
Yay.
actually, by the time that we are recording this, we're like sold out, like 3/4 sold out. So there are only like a handful left. So if you like them, or if you like what I'm about to tell you about them, go check them out. And if they are sold out by the time that you see this, there will be a wait list for the next sock box that we launch available on the website. So you can just put your email in. But yeah, sock boxes is they've been truly one of the things that I've been enjoying the most in the last few months. Like just coming up with the concept and then working on who to feature in the sock boxes, and how to offer them. So what we're doing is for the next year, we'll be launching a sock box every quarter. So we'll have an October one, January, April, and July. And each box will include at least 100 grams non-superwash, plastic-free, natural sock yarn, a set of stitch markers or progress keepers, and I call it surprise joy bringing / haberdashery item, for a lack of a better thing, because that is truly like you'll know who made what, but you won't know what exactly it is. And so for the joy bringing item, it could be a candle or a wool wash or a notions pouch or an art print or a hand balm, any of those things, or even others. Plus, every sock box also comes with a pattern recommendation email with 3 patterns specifically for that yarn, or that like what work well for the yarn. And every box has been curated slash dyed for slash made based on a mood board, which is so fun.
It's
Like,
so
it's so
fun.
fun just thinking about the mood board and putting it together, and then reaching out to the makers
Mm-hmm.
and figuring out what to do with that. Um, so yeah, so the exact items in the box, they will stay a surprise, but I will tell you who we worked with for October's box. So for the yarn, we've worked with a fantastic Saskia of Ovis etc., who is a dyer based in the north of Germany. She's originally from the Netherlands, and we've been working together since Woods. Like we did one of our very first patterns
Mm-hmm.
in one of her yarns. And she's always been at the forefront of really careful sourcing. She works a lot with Dutch shepherds and putting together blends that don't exist otherwise. And she has a few fabulous non-superwash sock yarns in her portfolio. So I'm very glad that we get to work with her on the first one. And because it's a first sock box, we're doing something a little special. So you're not only getting 100 grams, you're getting a little bit more sock yarn. For the stitch markers, we worked with a wonderful artist based in Hamburg. Her name is Clara, and her studio name is Studio C Yarn. And she makes the most whimsical but also elegant stitch
Really
markers.
cute.
Really
Lovely.
cute, but not like cutesy.
No.
Like, like
Like
I don't
precious. They're like precious little
exactly.
things.
Yeah,
Mm.
little gems.
Yeah.
And she's put together a beautiful set of stitch markers for us. And then the third artist that we feature is also from Hamburg. Her name is Raisa, and she's amazing. And I'm not going to say anything more about that. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's really nice.
So, so that's October sock box, and I thought quite a bit about which options to offer, because I wanted to have something for people like me who absolutely adore sock knitting and always have a sock on their needles, even though I don't at the moment. But oh, that's actually not true. I did. I just haven't worked on it for a little while. Anyways, um, got sidetracked again. But then also for people for whom a full sock box might not be on the cards right now in this moment. And so we have 3 different options. We have the full sock box, as I just described it. We also offer only the October sock set, so it's only the exclusively hand-dyed yarn. And we also offer a subscription option that's called a year of socks. So you get all four boxes, and there's a prepaid version of it, which gives you 10% off and also free shipping. So you can do that, or you can just get like a quarterly subscription, and every quarter, there's going to be the money deducted from your bank account. So yeah,
Yay.
and I'm very excited,
Me too.
and I'm also just really, really excited that people seem to love them.
Oh, they were so fun. I knew as soon as you put the pre-orders up, I had such a good feeling about it because they were just so exciting. I love the idea of something
Yeah,
coming through the mail as well, and you kind of know what it is, but you don't actually know what you're getting. So it's like
yeah.
that surprise on the
And it was
day.
and it was so fun. So you guys get a little sneak peek because you're our beloved YouTube viewers. Um, I was wondering what to do about packaging for quite some time, because I want the boxes to feel really special, like, I mean, it's a gift that you give
Yeah.
yourself, right? So I wanted them to feel really special. And so every box will also have their own packaging, um, kind of related to the theme. And I've just designed stickers.
Cute. Ooh, I like those.
So yeah, I'm very happy with them.
Oh, it's so
So
nice.
yeah.
Sort out
Yeah.
packaging's fun as well. I always used to like doing that when I did
Yeah.
packaging
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, I found a really good packaging supplier in Germany actually that has a lot of different also like boxes in different shapes. And so I ordered some new boxes from them, which I'm very happy with. Like they're sturdy, they have just the right size, but they also have a beautiful, like I don't like it when things are too flimsy.
Yeah.
And especially with these, like, so if you only order a sock box, like the box itself will be basically what's being sent. Like we don't package it and then package it in another cardboard box because I think that's
That's
waste.
wasteful, yeah.
So I wanted something that is sturdy but also beautiful, and that definitely is. Yeah.
Yay.
Oh yeah, last thing that I should mention. So all of these three, they are set as pre-orders, but we will ship them next week. And for if you get the subscription option for the for the other boxes that we'll be doing, they will ship a little earlier. They will ship like a month before the official like box month. So the January one will ship at the beginning of December so that you have it in time for you to open it on January 1st. That's something that you want to do.
Yay. Fun.
Yay!
Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see everyone's socks that they start making.
Yeah, me neither. Alrighty. Did I forget anything?
No, you did very well. Normally by this point, we've forgotten something. To like tag it on at the end.
My brain just like, what is this?
I tell you, this year is like, my brain's gone to mush this year. I don't know why, this year in particular, but oh well, never mind.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, I think, that went on in the last 2.5 years.
Yep.
It's just, yeah, it is. And it's going to be an interesting winter ahead. But we have our knitting.
We do.
So that's always a comfort.
I know. This is what I'm going to be working on the rest of the day. Well, not the rest of the day. I have actual work to do. But then I was like, I'm just going to do this all day. No, I actually have to go and do some work. But tonight I'm going to settle down. Me and Tilly are going to chill out. Tilly is, she's gone back to bed, having a puppy here. She was
it's just completely exhausted her. She's like, oh, man.
She's so tired.
You.
I started getting the camera out and things. She's like, nah, sod this. I'm going back upstairs. So she just started up and went back to bed. So why not, eh? It's pouring down. She's kind of gone into power down mode. So later I'll go get my work done, and then, although the chimney man's coming back again. So our chimney's been broken and now there's a hole in our wall downstairs, so he's gonna come back and fix the hole. Yay. So but then after that, knitting will happen and I'm gonna get cozied in.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much, lovelies, for being here, for watching our podcast. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, send it to a friend or 3 or 5 or your entire knitting group. We would appreciate it very much. And then we'll see you again here in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. See you soon.
See you then. Bye.